Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of the French Fox Podcast. It's episode 24.
Woo!
What a great year we've had.
It's been wonderful.
2018 has been awesome. We started in May.
Yes.
And ever since then...
Did we really start in May?
Yeah.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, you were. I was still in high school.
You're still in high school.
That's crazy. Anyways, today we have Will.
What's up, guys?
And I am Augie. Just a two-man pod.
Intimate.
Just how we like it. So we got a good one for you today. We're gonna finish her off good. Don't worry, it's not the last ever podcast, but it's gonna be a thrilling season finale. Steve Tim, roll the intro.
French fries. French fries.
Yeah.
French fries. French fries. Podcast.
Oh man, does this mean we're gonna have a different intro next season?
Yes.
Because sometimes like shows change their.
It's gonna be called Non Sequiturs.
Whoa, that's a different show, bro. That's a spinoff.
Spin-off.
We can't just change. You can't just change the title of a show after a season.
You know what the worst thing is?
What?
When TV shows, I think I've talked about this before, but when they have characters and they give them a spin-off and they take the attributes of the character, like, there's always that character that people latch onto, and then they dive into that character way too much.
And they're not interesting.
And
like they did
yeah.
one for Friends. For Joey.
They gave Joey a spin-off?
Yeah. And it went like one season.
I
or
guess,
2 seasons.
yes, that's something like that. Or I'm thinking of, The Office, for example. Like the whole joke about Toby is that he's kind of a normal guy and nobody really hates him except for Michael, but then they made him hateable and it just kind of ruins the character.
When did they make him hateable?
Throughout, well, I like him, but like it turns out everyone hates him.
Well,
towards
everyone
the end.
hates him except.
But if you watch the earlier seasons, it's just Michael, and that's what makes it so funny because everyone's like, Toby, we're gonna miss you. Like, you're the most normal person in this office. And
did you know they tried to make a Office spinoff?
What would it be?
It was called Shroot Farms, and they shot the pilot of it.
I just want more Office.
It didn't work out.
Why?
So it's one of the episodes in like season 7 or 8. It's called Shroot Farms.
What is it?
In The Office.
I don't remember that episode.
They go to the farm and you see like his whole family and all this stuff. It's not the episode with the. Anyways,
Is it the funeral?
Maybe.
Okay.
It might be. Anyways.
Okay.
What's going on, Will? I feel like for the last episode we have to hit everyone's favorite segment for the 24th time. It's Since We Last Spoke. What's Since We Last Spoke, Will?
Oh man, you know what I think we should do? Just a little side note.
What?
I think we should have a like an intro for every segment.
Like little jingles.
Since we last spoke. Like since we last spoke.
That would be fun.
Okay.
Should we have like audience submit them?
Yeah.
Audience.
I heard we're up 19 views.
Oh yeah.
So you 19 extra people, listen to me say this. We want intros for.
Since we last spoke.
Well, we need a new intro for.
Oh, true.
If it's good, we need a new intro for the podcast. Since we last spoke,
quiz
time, and head to head, just for the sake of it.
and the shout out thing at the end, where
Yeah.
we give some suggestions. We're like, I listened to this movie. All right.
What?
I watched this movie. Go check it out.
Oh, things I like. What is that?
Yeah. We don't really have a name for it.
Okay. Well, since we last spoke,
Yeah.
I
Tell me about it. What's Since We Last Spoke?
Oh my
You
goodness.
guys know at this point.
I'm kind
It's
of
pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, it's the segment where we talk about since we last spoke. I've just, when you hit those strides in your life where you do the same thing for like maybe 3 weeks in a row, like it's the exact same schedule. I've hit one of those, so I haven't done anything new.
Like what? What's your schedule? Give it to me.
Okay, do I need to go day by day?
However you
All
can
right.
give it across.
So it'd be like Mondays are my school days, Tuesdays are my golf and work days, Wednesdays are my school days, Thursdays are golf and work, Fridays are golf and work, Saturdays are school and work, and Sundays are French Fox.
So is it like the same exact thing? Like you wake up around the same time, you go do this, you go do that,
It's not-
or is it just you do the same stuff?
Well, Monday and Tuesday I wake up on different times, but like every Monday I wake up at the same time every
Right.
Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yes.
So every day
yes.
is like the repeat of last week.
Yes, because Tuesdays I can wake up a little bit earlier because Mondays I can go to sleep earlier because I don't have work until 11 o'clock. But Tuesdays I have work until 11, so Wednesdays it's harder to get up. So Thursdays I usually sleep in a little bit more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your life is so exciting.
I've hit a stride, and it's a little...
Do you like it, or
It feels good for a little bit. Like I'm sure everyone has that because you feel like you can get what you want to get done in that time because you're just kind of doing. I don't like to sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
So I like not doing that, but it's also like I'm almost out of school, so I'm about to
Oh
be able to
wow.
have more
When
free
do
time.
you get out?
My last class is Wednesday.
No
Mhm.
way.
And then I have
It's only December.
that's first semester.
Oh, first semester.
But the thing about college is
Thought you were
then
done.
you take all new classes. It'd be like I don't have to do
Oh,
a spring
right.
semester.
Oh, that's cool.
So like I don't have homework over the break because I don't my classes are done.
Who has homework over the break?
High school students.
Who's in
Do you have?
high?
Do you have?
I don't
homework?
know. I'm not on break yet. I guess I'll keep you updated on that.
Thank you. Since we last spoke,
Anyways, since we last spoke,
do you have any plans? Any fun plans for?
well,
I
I
know.
wanted to touch on what you said because I feel like those little things, like those little habits and stuff, kind of like get me through my weeks. Like if
Yeah.
they're fun, like just little things like every Monday I have acapella at 6, but before that I like make some ramen and it's really good. And it's just like, I can get through my days because I'm like, oh, Monday, but at least I get to have like ramen today
So,
or like things like that.
I have kind of like the same thing, except because my days are they're like such long blocks of doing few things. I have like I'll look forward to a certain day. Like what got me through this week was I know that on Monday I don't have school or work, so that'll be a day where I
Nice.
can just do whatever I want.
No, you're working that day for French Fox. We've expanded office hours out to Mondays as well.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
because you're getting paid now.
Are we? What?
No.
Oh, why would you say that?
Anyways, last night I watched Home Alone for who knows what time.
I've never seen it.
Really?
No, I've seen it in Spanish, but I didn't know what was going on. so it
Home
was on my
Alone
phone.
is an amazing movie. It made me realize, like, I think it's an underrated movie.
I think it's perfectly rated.
You've never seen it.
But I see it everywhere. Everyone
It's
loves
such a
it.
great movie. It has great momentum, and it just keeps going, and it's so fun. And Macaulay Culkin is such a cute kid.
Yeah.
He's so good in it.
Okay.
And
Should they
he's-
remake it?
No.
They're going
Abso-
to.
Oh.
I bet they're going to remake it.
Starring who? Who would you put in it? Jacob Tremblay?
Ben Cohen.
No.
Who's Jacob Tremblay?
The kid who was in like the room, or no, Room, not The Room. The Room is
Oh.
Tommy Wiseau. Room was like that award-winning movie.
No, it's going to be a girl. It's going to be a girl. It's
Oh.
gonna be a girl, or it's going to be the kid.
So it could
from-
be you.
Yeah, it's going to be the kid from Stranger
Stranger
Things. Dustin, what's his name?
Oh, Gaten Mazzarato, mozzarella.
What's the character's name?
Oh, Dustin.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid. That's
Yeah.
another example of like a show that takes a character too far in one direction.
You think so?
Yeah,
I feel
think
like most of the characters are pretty like three-dimensional in Stranger
I
Things.
think no, I agree. I think he was a fan favorite, but I think they focused on the aspects of him that they thought fans liked, and some fans did. But for me, just a more casual fan, not a big. I have a question for you.
What's up?
This is kind of going a little bit behind the scenes.
Give it to me.
You just keep typing on your computer.
Yeah.
What are you typing?
I type things that we talk about so I know what to make the title and the description.
That's interesting because whenever you're not in it, Noah always struggles with what to title it.
Yeah, I've learned that from like weeks of not doing that. So now I do that. So
If you're gonna start a
because I just have a
podcast-
long list of stuff.
All right, I want to. So for the end of our first season, if you were giving advice to someone to start a podcast, now that you've done one season,
Yes.
what would it be?
Make it specific about something.
About something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because ours is not, and it's fun to do, but make it about something.
Right.
If you're worried about like if you really want to like make money and get sponsors and like
We're
increase
just having fun here.
viewers. Yeah, we're just having fun. It's just a part of the day.
If you saw our last office hours, you know we have $0. This is all for fun.
Yeah. $0 hairs.
Like, okay, so my sister's trying doll hairs.
Yeah.
I heard a horrible joke about Kevin Hart. Like we talked about Kevin Hart last week, and I
Yeah.
was listening to this comedy show, and they're saying Kevin Hart's tweets were about how upset he would be if his son played with dolls, and the guy says, which is you have to be pretty brave to be Kevin Hart and say that when you're literally 10 inches tall. It was
Nice.
zinger.
Good one.
Gotcha, Kevin.
Wow. How do you feel
And
now, Kev?
And apparently the Oscars, they're saying like we're just not going to have a host.
Well, that's not how that works.
And people are like, well, there's plenty of women who can do it. And they're like, nope. we're not
I
going to
don't
have a
think
host.
that's true.
I think that's true.
There's no way you can do the Oscars without a host.
Well, what is think about when you watch the Oscars? The host just kind of fills
the
time,
host
right?
is like the only reason you watch. Everything else is
Exactly.
pretty boring.
Yeah, but they're saying it would be much shorter without the host doing all
yeah,
that
and
stuff.
no one would watch.
All I'm saying
so
is
that's pointless.
they could do it without a host.
You can do everything without a host, but like a host ties it all together and makes it run smoother.
That's why whenever I host the podcast, it's a mess.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know to type things.
That's
as
true.
it goes.
And we only talk about 2 topics, so our 3-topic titles never work.
Sometimes we talk about like one thing, but we just in that one thing we like reference a lot of stuff. So I put those. I write
Lots
those
of
down.
references.
I love podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts a lot?
Yeah, I listen to NPR.
Nice.
They do more like serious. I don't listen to like comedy or anything. What kind of
Interesting.
podcasts do you
I listen to
to?
some sports podcasts and then some comedy podcasts.
I just don't know enough about sports, and I know I just have to immerse myself. Like with basketball, you just kind of have to immerse yourself to actually watch it and understand what's going on. But like I can't. Like football,
It's
like
not as hard as you think.
I just like some sports are so boring to me.
Yeah,
Football,
but it's sometimes interesting. Like if
Yeah.
it's the right person.
yeah,
This is not interesting. However,
I'm interested.
are you?
I'm talking about it.
Okay.
What is your opinion on like sports?
What do you mean?
Can you watch? Like I know people who are like, oh, I just love watching sports. Doesn't matter what it is. Or do you have?
No, but like playoff sports, it could probably be anything.
Okay, even hockey.
Oh yeah, hockey in playoffs is very exciting.
I can only watch hockey live.
That's true, but anything in playoffs when something's on the line, yeah, I can get it.
But like
into it.
regular season games, like I remember over the summer, I was watching like a Dodger game.
Oh, baseball's the
Dodgers.
worst unless
But
it's the playoffs. Playoffs
right?
is so exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I think like I went out to eat dinner one like Dodgers. It was like game 6 against the. I'm gonna sound like an idiot against the Brewers, right?
I think you're right.
Maybe. And it was like game 6 against the Brewers, and I actually went out somewhere where they were playing the game so I could watch it. And I like, this one went into like 5 extra innings or something.
Oh
Yeah.
I went to I was like
So
Dylan and I were on a trip as it was referenced in the podcast, like way early in the podcast at like the end of June. We went to Europe.
Oh.
And we were in Germany when Germany had a World Cup game, and it was like one of the semifinals or like quarterfinals.
Okay.
And we went to like a pub in Germany, and it was really exciting because everyone was really excited, and they won that game. Luckily.
Wow.
So that was good. If
And
they had
did you,
lost, I would have been afraid.
Did
for
you
my
drink?
Life. Yes, because we were old enough.
Well,
So
how old are you?
I am 18.
Okay. And what is the drinking age in the United States of California? In the United States of America?
21, sir.
And you were drinking alcoholic beverages at the age of 18?
Not in the USA.
Oh, but you passed the international date line, so you're actually 21.
Yes.
Okay.
I passed through the Bermuda Triangle,
Is that how?
and I came out with a
works?
beard.
Whoa. I was trying to grow a beard, and my mom.
Why?
This morning. His mom,
When did this start?
sometimes when I don't shave for a while, like 3 days or something, I get this gross little. White guys can't grow beards. At least me. Like I'm the kind of guy that can't grow
What?
any.
That's a big statement. That's very overarching.
I-
White guys can't grow beards.
I'm
Is that what you
thinking.
said?
I'm thinking more like my dad is. I would classify him as Middle Eastern,
okay.
but I guess Middle Eastern, like they're known for long beards. Like a conservative.
Sure,
like-
sure, yeah.
So I don't like. There's certain people. Like,
What are you talking about, Will?
You've never heard like
Will, I won't take it anymore.
Anyway, I didn't shave for a while, so I had this gross little stubble going, and I thought, what if I just let it grow? That's how it works, I have to let it grow to get a beard. And this morning, my mom says, Will, you look really ugly. You need to shave your little facial hair.
Thank you, Will's mom.
Thanks, Mom.
You're the best.
She's the best. Really hurt myself.
Have you ever watched competitive bowling? I haven't, but it sounds exciting.
I've watched competitive darts.
Me too.
Have you really?
Yes.
Oh, it's that's exciting. But I was gonna say about your World. So remember the World Cup? So what? This was 2018. So it would have been 20. How is every 4 years?
I think. Well, it might be every 2 years.
No, it alternates with the women's. It's the same thing like Summer Winter Olympics. I think. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. But anyway,
Whatever,
Steve
either
Tim,
way.
can you check when the last World Cup was? Thanks, Steve. So while Steve was checking the last World Cup, I was at summer camp, and the USA was doing pretty well. And this summer camp, one of the big things was there's no electronics, you know? So we all had to walk across the street, and like there were maybe two. Did you figure it out, Steve Tim, when the last World Cup was?
It's every 4 years.
Okay, so in 2014.
Thanks, Steve.
And I was like, it was really exciting for there were maybe like 400 of us packed into this small little area, like this closed.
That's a
ski
fire
lodge.
hazard.
Okay, that we were just having fun. There was no one
That,
around.
sir, is a fire hazard.
Never mind. This
I
story,
could get you arrested for that.
I could get you arrested for drinking illegally.
Whoa, Will.
Sorry,
Why would you?
I'm gonna call the police.
That's weird.
My mom just got an Alexa, and
I have an Alexa.
So like I'm confused. Does it listen to you all the time?
For sure.
Like, does it record what we're saying?
I don't
I
think
figured
so. But it definitely tracks data and stuff.
Right. So I figured once it hears the word Alexa, then it turns on and starts recording what you're saying. But people are saying it's always recording, which I guess would make sense
Probably.
because a computer can't process.
It's definitely not
something.
safe to have something like that in your house, but it's so
But I don't
convenient.
My thing is, I'm all about Big Brother because I don't have anything to hide.
You love Big Brother,
I
huh?
love.
Can you give
I'm-
context to Big Brother for those who are
Not
not
the TV
familiar?
show.
No, yeah, no.
Oh.
The
Like the-
1984.
Oh yeah.
It's
So
from
big.
1984,
I didn't.
the novel.
I honestly didn't know that's where it's from.
Amazing novel.
George Orwell.
Mhm.
Is that so? It's a novel. I'm not gonna talk about the novel, but it's a term from that novel, and it's pretty much just like government, like big government watching over you, Big Brother, like like
All knowing.
yeah, and it's commonly used in politics nowadays because conservatives are afraid of Big Brother, and it's kind of perceived that liberals are fans of Big Brother.
I am also afraid of Big Brother.
See,
Don't group me in with you.
The thing is, I'm a liberal, and I totally play into the stereotype. If you don't have anything to hide, what's the problem? And
Everyone has
I
something
want
to hide,
Alexa.
Will.
I want Alexa to listen to what I'm talking about and be like, "Hey, do you want to buy this?" I want that. Why
Yeah, I
wouldn't
think we've
want
talked
that?
about this on the
We
podcast
have,
before. Like,
lots of
it's the
times.
convenience. It's like, are you willing to sacrifice your like privacy for convenience? And
Right.
most of the time, I am.
Yes,
Which might
Yes.
not be like the best idea.
doesn't
but,
matter.
Yeah. Okay, Google. Alexa. Hey Siri.
No, you're gonna make mine go off. Have you seen the videos of I don't know his name, the president of
Donald Trump is his name.
no. The president, the CEO of Google, I don't know his name.
Yes,
but he's
at the
testifying.
hearing.
Yeah, and they're like, so is my iPhone tracking me? And he's like, Google doesn't make iPhones, but I could go into your settings. He's like, it's simple.
No,
yes
yeah.
or no question.
He was saying like, does Google know if I walk over to the other side of the room, will Google know that I changed my location?
And
he's like, well, I would have to check the apps you have installed on your phone and the privacy settings. And he's like, this is not a hard question. You're a smart guy. Does Google know that I moved? It was rough.
I don't understand why. Like, I want Google to know where I am.
Why?
I don't know. What if I get lost?
How would they? How would Google help?
I don't
How
know.
would they be able to tell that you're lost?
I don't know. I think everything is gonna hopefully in my lifetime transfer to smart devices.
What do you mean? Like everything? Like
Everything.
What is not smart?
I think every home is gonna be a smart home.
Like
You're gonna-
like you control the lights with your phone and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like now,
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, and
they
The
always
House
played
Takes
on the
Over.
Disney Channel. Yeah,
yeah, that's
The House
based,
Takes Over.
That's based on a Space Odyssey, isn't it? Or the
What's that?
2001: A Space
Huh?
Odyssey.
I only know the one that plays on Disney Channel.
Okay. I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay, I think we're talking about the same type of thing.
Okay, yeah. Where
I
the
do
house,
know 2001: Space.
Okay,
Just-
well,
just
yeah, the
for-
machine-
Just for, yeah,
thank
just
you.
for clarification.
But nowadays, like having your lights on your phone is like that's a cool
I
thing
wish
to
I
have,
could
but
have
not.
that.
You can just set it up.
No, it's too hard.
That's the thing. It's gonna.
too hard.
Okay.
My house is too old for that.
You could just do it in your room. Just set up some lights.
I don't need more lights.
No, you.
The lights on the roof are good.
Okay, there you go. You're the reason we don't have smart houses.
I'm not the
People
reason.
like you.
No one ever asked me if
No.
I want a smart house. Will smart house gases?
No, it's greenhouse.
What?
Blue house gases.
Oh,
So you haven't told me about you since we last spoke.
I said I watched Home Alone.
That's it. That's all you've done?
I've been
How many times did you watch it, Augie?
just
How,
once.
how
Just-
many
just
how
once.
many times did
Just
you
once,
watch
and
it?
it was last night. I have a really bad memory. Do you suffer with this? Like I'll be thinking something and I'll be like I'll see something in one room and I'll be like, oh, I have to tell blank about this. I walk into the other room to tell them about it and I've completely forgotten once I see them. And it's not even like, oh, I can't remember what I was gonna say. It just wiped from my
Right.
brain and I'm like, oh hey, how's it going?
No,
Does that happen to you?
Yeah, do you want, that's a scientific thing. Like, you ever noticed you're on your phone and you'll be like, oh, let me check the weather, and you'll close out of whatever app you're in, and you're like, what was I gonna do?
Yeah.
Because your brain
Compartmentalizes.
Thank you. That's the word I was gonna use.
Ooh.
In cavemen times, cave people times, each room had
Cave they.
cave they times. Every room had a different purpose. Like, you had your killing room and you had your eating room, your sleeping room, and we still have that now, but it's kind of like more melt. You know, you can do different things in different rooms, but your brain, when it exits a room, it's because you have a purpose to do something. And in caveman times, you would walk into the room only to do that one thing. So your brain, when it
You
exits,
forget about the last thing.
exactly. Like, if you were eating, well, now you need to go get some water, else you're gonna die. So you go into your water room, and when you like, if you ever notice, when you go into your kitchen, if you ever go into your kitchen to do something that's not for food, you usually forget what you're going to go do.
I am so enlightened right now.
And same thing on your phone.
I feel butterflies.
There you go.
That's just so cool.
And have you ever had someone encroach on your personal space and you're not upset with them, but you just get angry for some reason?
kind of.
An example
I
would be like
think.
in the car, like on a car ride. Like, let's say you're sitting in your seat in the back seat and your sister's next to you and she just puts her hand on the seat between you and you just get like,
Sydney.
yeah, like that. Like, you just get like, well, my sister's name isn't Sydney, but
Well, you were talking about my sister.
right. So if I were you, I'd
Keep
be
her
like,
name out of your mouth.
I would look over and I'd be like, you can't see. 'Cause
Yeah. What do you do? What's the face?
you kind of just kind of like scout. Like, you don't understand why you're
You're
upset.
just a little upset. You're
Yeah.
just something.
It's
something-
because-
you feel something.
It's because
inside.
your brain naturally scans room and decides what's yours and makes little areas for yourself. So
Ooh.
when Sydney crosses that line,
Okay, I want to know more about my brain. Why do I not like for this Europe trip? Every
Okay.
time I talk about the Europe trip,
Okay.
I can't
We keep-
speak English.
we keep circling back to the Europe.
Okay,
trip. Did something happen to you?
No. But like on the Europe trip, like it was really cool, and I like saw all of these things, like
Wow.
castles and stuff like
Okay.
that. But it wasn't really like clicking. Like, whoa, that's a castle that like is like very important historically and stuff like that.
Do you want to know why?
Yes.
So think about how old America is as a country. It's like
Not that
200
old.
It's not, and think about the castles you were seeing could be thousands of years
Yeah.
old. Like an example, we humans can't comprehend time.
Or money, I feel like. Like if you hear like 40,000, like you can't picture that. Like 40,000 versus
Right.
like 100,000, like
They're both
it's
just large amounts
It's
of
just
money.
with that added digit.
To
I feel
be
like.
honest, when you start we both have had jobs that we have both been paid before. You start to have more of a
Sure.
concept for money when you have to start buying things on your own. Like, I started looking at, like, if I wanted to move out, how much would it cost? And I started realizing, wow, when I think like $1,000, that's not that much, but like it's hard to make $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
And so the reason you can't comprehend, like, you can't understand, because you think back like to the beginning of America and you think, wow, that was a long time ago. And that's,
Throwback. Shout out G Wash.
Shout out
Alex Hamilton. Shout out
Thanks.
Lin Manuel. Can't wait to see Mary Poppins Returns.
Is Lynn in that?
He's the guy with all the
He's
instruments.
Mary Poppins?
No.
Oh.
he's
Chim Chimney
Dick
Sweet?
Van Dyke.
Chim Chimney Sweet.
Chim Chimney, Chim Chiroo. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but what's his name?
I've never seen Mary Poppins.
Steve Tim. What's the guy's name? Okay, anyways,
Steve
wait.
Tim is Alexa.
How did we get here?
We were talking about the brain, but I was trying to explain
Okay,
to
Steve
you.
Tim. What's the guy's name from Mary
Hey,
Poppins?
Steve Tim.
Oh, calculating.
You have to do all the, sometimes Siri doesn't work. You'll be like, hey, Steve Tim. Hey, Steve Tim. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. And then you'll be talking. Okay. It'll be like, hey, Steve Tim. Hey, Steve Tim. Hey, Steve. Oh, and then it's like, I didn't quite get that.
What? Okay, wait. We still didn't get there. America's really
so
young.
you think about
Shout out Lin-Manuel.
You think back to some you think like, oh, American time. That's so old, back in colonial times. So that's your reference for
Bert.
That
His name was Bert.
Thank you, Steve Tim. That's your reference for how old things are. So when you look at this castle, that's 10 times that old. Like just 2,000 years ago, you can't comprehend that.
Yeah. Why do I?
Oh, how many questions?
Why do I? Well, it's interesting.
Why do I poop?
Why does Lin-Manuel play Bert? No, he doesn't. He plays Jack. Apparently, they must be related.
What? Is this the same Mary Poppins?
Bert is Dick Van Dyke.
But Dick Van Dyke isn't going to be in this one.
He is in it.
What?
As like a cameo.
Like Stan Lee.
Rest in peace, Stan.
Is Stan Lee going to be in the Avengers 4 cameo?
Yeah. I think that's his last one.
What about the
That'd
next?
be lame if he's in his last
Spider-Man.
cameo is like Ant-Man.
Ant-Man is bomb diggity.
Never seen it. Anyways, why do I prefer to be? I guess I can kind of understand this one, but I prefer to be home rather than traveling, even though traveling's really cool. But I just prefer
I think
to
everyone's
be in my
different.
Own home base. Well, that's
Same
not a very
thing.
fun answer, is it?
Okay, do you want to get in? Because back in the caveman,
Give it to me.
Back in the caveman times, your home was a safe place. So, not everything is all your brain. Our brains are
Bert!
Our
Yeah, we got the name, Steve.
Steve, I think something's wrong with your brain.
Whoa.
Sorry, Steve.
That's very rude. He just walked out.
Steve, are you coming back for season 2?
Maybe.
He
said maybe.
He said maybe.
If you can hear.
Maybe.
He's still standing in the doorway, though.
Do you want to come back in? Steve, give me a blink once if you want to come back.
Blink.
No. All right.
Blink, blink, blink.
Steve, I'm actually willing to give you my mic and you and Augie can just talk for a little bit.
I don't think anyone
anybody
wants to listen to something like that.
You're right. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah. Anyways,
Let's do a quiz.
are you going to see Mary Poppins?
No. Probably.
Here's my quiz. Are you planning on seeing Mary Poppins Returns?
I always want to see movies.
And you never see
And
them.
I never see
I have
them.
that issue as well.
I think it's we grew up in a time of Netflix. It's just convenient to not see it.
I didn't. I'm grown. And Netflix just started.
That's not true.
What? What's the show you've binged the most on Netflix?
Ever
Ever.
or recently?
Ever. Is it The Office?
I've watched The Office probably 2.5 times, but I feel like the episodes are so short, and it's more impressive to say a show that's 7 seasons long, 14 episodes each season, and 2-hour episodes, which is what I'm rewatching it right now, and it's crazy. It's called West Wing. It's about
Oh yes, West Wing.
You know West Wing?
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
It's a famous
It's
show.
good. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
It's a little, if you're
Rob Lowe.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was
Blow.
I didn't realize that was one of his first things.
I think it was a big.
A lot. Even the dad from Get Out. That's his
Oh,
Bradley Whitford.
He's good. He's
I didn't know
really good.
Charlie Sheen had a dad. His dad plays the president, Martin.
Most people have had dads at one point in their
Well-
life.
I have one too. Love you, Dad.
Shout out to all the dads out there.
Shout out to my dad only.
Shout out to all the moms. Shout out to all the brothers, the sisters, the others, the pets.
The cats and dogs. I hate pets. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You have pets.
I have a pet.
You have pet.
And I hate her.
You are with pet.
Sweetie. I am with child.
Shout out to Sweetie.
No.
Great cat.
She is a great cat, but
Solid cat.
Noah says
Love that cat.
Noah says she's a secret cat.
What's a secret cat?
Cats hide a lot.
Okay.
So whenever Noah comes over, he's like, I forgot you had a cat. It's more of a secret cat.
My cat really loves to be the center of attention.
Your cat is the worst.
That's not
That's
true.
not true. Your cat just the shedding everything.
Yeah. Does your cat not shed?
So much. She said she sheds by the seashore.
Wow.
Wow.
So I guess we should. I feel like this is feeling like the natural end, but I feel like we need to do something grand for the grand finale of this season 1.
Let's just end it right now.
No, no, I can't allow that.
What should we do?
What was your favorite moment from season 1? Go.
Okay, so this is more of a behind the scenes thing, something that listeners wouldn't notice. We used to film in this office building, and now we film in our own little space.
Own little office building.
Yeah, our own little, a la Augie's house.
Okay.
And but we used to film this office building. We would all meet there and do the podcast there. And there used to be no office hours. It would just be like, hey, when can we film a podcast? You know?
Yeah. It wasn't set in stone. It was very stressful.
It was because anyway. There was one time where there were people who work in the office actually there, and this was the first head to head. It was just
the only head to head.
Yeah, it was.
Dylan and I were in the EU.
Yeah. Oh wow, back to Europe. This was the there were people in the office, and so we were in this like smaller room, and the whole podcast we kind of we just kind of talk like this.
I was so like, let me give a perspective from my angle. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. It had aired like the day before I went on the plane to go back to America, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to listen to this. And I put in my headphones, and I could barely hear it. It was like so quiet. We
were just so afraid, and I think looking back, that's probably one of my favorite moments.
What episode is that, do you think? I think it's episode 5 or 6.
Oh, I was gonna say like that probably makes sense. I think 7. We talked about that was right before I went to Hawaii.
It was the one with soccer.
No, I'm thinking of a different one. I hosted 2 that you weren't
there. But the quiet one, they were back to back though.
Yeah, but the really quiet one was not the soccer one. That was head to head.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, soccer and head to head were different episodes. Every time.
Oh yeah, the head to head was about like movies, summer blockbusters.
Yeah. And this was when the way it's just another behind the scenes. When Augie said I had to host the first time, he sent me all these things that he had planned for each episode, and I was like, "There's no way you need this much stuff prepped." Now we just kind of talk. We just kind of do since we all have things to talk about.
But that was we needed it at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I didn't believe him. So we're filming the podcast. I'm like, World Cup soccer quiz.
Yeah, and Will has a lot of trouble with picking quizzes.
I do.
I don't know why.
Because
it's really simple. Just pick the one that's like the most vague and can like be more random.
I always want a specific one. Let's do a random quiz.
We don't have time for that.
All right, I'll just save you some time. Jimmy Carter is alive.
Shout out.
Jimmy Carter. That's crazy.
He's our oldest living president, right?
Yes.
Because the passing of
George Bush W. Bush 41.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Georgie.
And on that note, it's time for
Since We Last Spoke.
The like thingy.
Oh, what did you like?
The recommendation. What did you like? My recommendation is Home Alone. It was an awesome movie. It's so fun. You can watch it with any audience, like adults, kids, senior citizens, babies. Like there's
old people.
There's something for everyone. I'm serious.
All right, I'll watch it.
Yeah. And also, sorry to give a second one, check out Office Hours this week. It was a really good one.
It was fun.
Yeah. A lot of fun stuff.
If you don't check it out, I hate you.
Oh. You don't want Will to hate you.
I hold grudges.
He has quite the temper.
But if you're listening to this, you probably love Office Hours.
So
share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Office Hours. Here's the thing. I'm very skeptical of the whole YouTube thing, if you don't know that. I probably know the least about YouTube of the whole French Fox
It's very
team.
true.
And so
him and Ben are pretty much tied.
Sometimes I watch Office Hours and I think, wait, this is actually good content. And it's funny. Office Hours is my favorite. That's my highlight. Office Hours. Watching my first Office Hours.
That's sweet. So check out Office Hours. Check out Home Alone.
Something I like? Westworld Season 1. Just started Season 2. Not a big fan.
Oh. It's hard to follow a Season 1. I didn't watch either.
So how would you know?
It's always hard to follow Season 1. Mr. Robot had the same thing.
And people keep telling me it's like, no, you just have, like, there's a part. And they're just not similar, Anyway. Watch Westworld Season 1. And just end it. The show ends with no questions. You're fine.
And so your recommendation is don't start Season 2.
Oh, but the thing is, you have to because you're so curious about what's going to happen next. But
no,
it's like when a movie ends on a cliffhanger and then they don't make a sequel. But you're like The Incredibles.
I don't know that's ever happened.
The Incredibles ends on like
Incredibles had a sequel.
I'm saying before it had a sequel.
Yeah, well,
you'd be like, oh, like you were satisfied. There's a question like, how are they going to beat this bad guy? But you were satisfied. Yeah. You didn't actually need to know. Mm-hmm. That's kind of Westworld ends with a bunch of questions that just don't need to be answered.
Sure.
But I love Westworld.
Oh.
And I love you, Steve Tim. Steve, will you marry me? I'll take that as a yes.
Find out next season on the French Fox podcast. Check us out, season 2. We will be gone. We'll come back in January.
Have a fun holidays.
Have a happy holidays. We will see you in the new year, very quickly in the new year. So don't worry about us. Follow us on social media to know the exact date. But thank you guys for an amazing 2018. Will, anything to say?
No.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your year. We will see you in January.
See ya.
Check out that one really weird episode.
It's so funny.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
For the person who's still listening, this is going to be like, someone's going to interview us one day when we're rich and famous, and we're going to be like, oh my God, we used to make this horrible podcast called the French Fox Podcast. And like, oh, there's this one episode and everyone in the studio is going to laugh and we're going to have to tell the story, but you'll know it ahead of time.
Ayo. See ya.